Good day, friends. I am Dhaval, your next speaker for the day. And so nice to see all of you from so many countries all over the world. The topic given to me is magic with numbers. And before I begin a small sort of a survey, how many of you, tell me honestly, do not like numbers? Mathematics, right? Quite a few of us, right? Yeah, I mean, it was a dreaded experience back in school. And many of my students still have that same experience. They dread with numbers. And oftentimes, when I go for these math talks, people are sort of skeptical. What is going to teach? So I'm going to teach you a beautiful science called Vedic Maths. And to make it more interesting, I promise you two things. Before the session is over, I'm going to tell each one of you when is your birthday without you telling me. Each one of you in this room, I'm going to tell you when is your birthday without you telling me. If I fail, I give you dinner at Atlantis tonight. And if time permits, I will also tell you how much money you have in your pocket. You can go and try on your spouse. Yeah, your husband, your wife, when you go back. So there we begin. Magic with numbers, a little bit of theory. I've been asked to take a story for 15 minutes, and then we'll have a question answer. But two promises, I'll tell you when is your birthday, and how much money you have in your pocket. So that's going to be more exciting. So I'll tell you my story. I was a very bad student in school. In my 8th grade, I failed in my math paper. There were 55 students in my class. 54 had passed. I was the only one who had failed. And then I came across this wonderful science. It's called Vedic Maths. It's taken from the ancient Indian scriptures. The original text was written in Sanskrit language, which is an ancient Indian language. And around the time 1960, it was translated in English. There were 16 books written by a Swamiji, a guru of India. But due to jealousy, some of his students burnt 15 of those 16 books. And only one book was available for the people. And what we have today is just the science of that one book, and it is so powerful that it has changed the way people calculate all over the world. From Australia to India to China to the Western countries, in GATE, in SAT, in GMAT, in MBA entrance, all these exams, they are now using these techniques. Forget the theory. I'll show you the practical experience, how it changes the way regular school does multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. I'll show you one example. It's called multiplication in Vedic Maths. Just have a look at the system. Okay? So we have 3 steps. On your right, you can see an I. Then I have made an X. And then I have an I. Can all of you see here? Yes, that's an I, that's an X, and that's an I. So the technique is called IXI, and it will help you get the answer of multiplication questions super fast. Okay? So see how we do. Suppose I want to multiply 23 times 12. So my first step says I write 3 times 2 is 6. Then I have to make an X, okay? So 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 1 is 3, 4 and 3 gives me 7, so X is over. And then the last step again says that I have to do an I, 2 times 1 is 2, this is my answer. And if you see, traditional multiplication requires you 2 lines and then the total to get the answer. The same question, I got the answer in only 1 line. It's simple. You do I, X, and I. And that's what we are trying to propagate in schools. And you see the beauty of this method is so powerful. And I'm surprised that less than 1% people in the world are aware of Vedic math. And the next question I'm going to give you, each one of you will be able to get the answer in your mind without a paper and pen. You just have to do I, X, and I. Let's have a look. Let's make it practical with an example. So let's see who gives me the answer first. You do an I, you do an X, and you do an I. What's your answer? Fantastic, wonderful. I mean, you're wonderful at maths. How many got 374? That's correct. No paper, no pen, right in your mind. So there we go. 4 times 1 is 4. And then I did the x part. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. And then I did 3 times 1 is 3. And not only 2-digit, we can do 3-digit multiplication, 4-digit, 5-digit. You can do algebra, you can do geometry. You can find the square and square root of any number in your mind. You can find the cube and cube root of any number in your mind in just 1 second. So we're going to play one game. One of you, just take your calculator, and who would like to play? Ma'am, would you like to play? Yeah. Okay. Take your calculator, and you take any number from 1 to 100. Okay? Like 65 or 42. Okay? Multiply that number by itself. So 42 times 42. Okay? And multiply that number again by itself. Okay, what is your answer? 157464. Okay, you have taken the number 54. Am I correct? So that's what I just calculated the third root of the number in 1 second in my mind. And what I did, nothing exceptional. Every child in your school can do this. It just requires 5 minutes of learning. Once I explain the concept, any child in your school or in your family who is like 11, 12 years old can do this on his fingertips. The third root of a number in his mind. Okay, so now ready for the big magic? Are you? Because I can see the excitement and the enthusiasm. Yeah, awesome. Are you enjoying the lecture? Fantastic. So I will tell you your birthday without you telling me. It will require some calculation. Nothing tough. Just take your calculator on your mobile phone and let's all play this game. And I'll teach you the secret of this game. So when you go back to your country, to your people, you can try and impress everybody. Fantastic. So I'm going to tell you when is your birthday without you telling me. Those who wish to play, just be ready with the calculators in your mobile phone. So there we go. In the first line, or in the first step, if you're using a pen and paper, okay, just punch in the number of the month in which you were born. So if you're born in January, 1. Those who are born in February will punch in 2, March 3, December 12, like that. Great, finished? Awesome. Now whatever number you have written, multiply it by 2. You will get the new answer. Many of you are using a paper and a pen. Wonderful. So you now have the new answer? Okay. Plus 5. Fantastic. I can see everybody participating. That's so nice. Did you add 5? Okay. After adding 5, whatever answer you got, multiply by 5. Just a quick check. Is your answer ending with 5? Yes. Your answer should end with 5. Okay? Now for those who are using your mobile phones, you multiply by 10. Okay? And for those who are using a paper and a pen, just put a 0 behind your answer. So if it is 65, it becomes 650. It's the same thing, multiplying by 10. And the last step, you have to put a plus sign, and you have to add the date on which you are born. So if your birthday is on 10th of the month, add 10. If your birthday is on day 25, add 25. Just add the date on which you are born. Now, who would like to play with me? Who would like to reveal the answer? Yes, sir. What's your final answer?
369.
You are born on 19 January. Fantastic. Oh, wow. Who else wants to play with me? Yes, sir. What's your answer?
466.
Okay, 16 Feb is your birthday. 2 days after Valentine's Day. You got a week of celebration. Yeah. Elisa, what's your answer?
1471.
You are born on 21st December. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, let's have some people from this side. Yes, ma'am. What's your answer?
355.
You are born on 5th January.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
280.
Okay, you are born on 30 October. Anybody from here? Yes, what's your answer?
580.
Okay, you are born on 30 March.
280.
Oh, you made some calculation mistake. The minimum should be 351. Okay. Okay, anybody here, sir? Yes, ma'am. What's your answer? Okay, you're born on 10th of June? Fantastic. We have last two people. Okay, 17 June is your birthday? 2nd May is your birthday. Oh, amazing. Fantastic. Now, how many of you would like to learn the secret of this magic? Okay, so I will tell you the secret. It's very simple. Write your final answer in a new line if you're using a book or a pen, or just punch it in your calculator. The secret is very, very simple. From your answer, you just subtract 250. You subtract 250. In a calculator, just write the answer, less 250. You will have some remainder with you. The last 2 digits is your date. I heard the answer from here somewhere. Yes, wonderful. The last 2 digits is your date. Are you getting it correct? And the other number on the left-hand side is your month number. So this is what I do. When I go in a math class to change the perception of my class, and you know maths is hated. I was reading statistics that in one district in the US, 82% students have failed in algebra paper. Now it's a huge crisis in front of us, if you see at the macro scale, because numbers is hated. It's a chronic fear. People don't like to study, and that is what is my work been. I now hold the Guinness World Record for training in the maximum schools in the world. I've taught in 345 schools, 12,000 teachers, 1 million students, and I have written a book which is now translated in 14 languages to eliminate the math phobia. Because the crisis at our hand is big. I work with 17 GEMS Indian schools here and all over the world, so we really want to change the perception. Now, we still have about 3.5 minutes. So ready for the next magic? I will tell you how much money you have in your pocket. Exciting? Okay, so here's the rule. We'll use a common currency. Let it be dollars, because it's an international currency. And in this game, don't use cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, no. We'll only stick to the big numbers, the dollars, okay? So, for those who know how much money you have in your pocket, if you know the exact number, punch it. If you don't know, no problem. Just think of a random number, like say $10, $20, $50, $35, $42. So all of you take one number so we can play and enjoy the game. The topic given to me is magic with numbers. So let's make numbers magical. Great. So did you all write a number? Fantastic. Now, whatever number you have written, you have to plus 5. Okay. Do you have a new answer? Fantastic. After adding 5, whatever answer you got, multiply by 2. Okay. After multiplying by 2, whatever answer you got, multiply by 5. Is your answer ending with 0? Okay. Put a plus sign and look here. You can add any number from 0 to 9. From 0 to 9, whichever number you like, you add. If you like 2, add 2. If you like 5, add 5. If you like 8, add 8. But not beyond 9. Max you can add is 9. And the last step, all of you, plus 10. Just add 10 to your total. Great. Who wants to play with me this time? So, what's your answer? 5292. You have taken $523. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? 1562. You have taken $150. Yes. 164. $10. Can you lend me some? I need. Okay. What's your answer? $5,178.
Correct.
It's here in the mind. Thank you. 1 point. Yes, yeah. So what's your answer? $100. Okay. 2 more people. Yes. $125. And the last person, who would like to play? Yes, what's your answer? $400. 60? 60? $0. Thank you so much. Thank you. So how many of you would like to know the secret of this magic? All of you? Awesome. I'd be more than happy to share, because that's what I try to tell people. Maths is a world of magic, and that's what I try to do in my workshops also. So I'm going to tell you the secret of how it's done. It is very simple. In fact, more simple than the first magic. Although it looks difficult, but it's simple. So, from your answer, just look at your answer. You have to ignore the last number. So if your answer is 178, you ignore 8. And you only have 17 remaining with you. If your answer is 1562, you ignore 2, and you have 156 remaining with you. So ignore the last number, okay? Now, from the balanced number, from the remaining number, you just have to subtract 6. You just have to subtract 6. And whatever is the remainder is the same number that you had taken. How many of you are getting it correct? Yes? Fantastic. So we'll go a little bit back to the screens, and then, yeah, that's it. There's lots to explain how to do 2-digit multiplication, 3-digit, but it's a big science. But I don't want you to be deprived. So what I have done is this entire presentation, and 16 such presentations I have uploaded on a website where you can go and you can download them. You can download the magics also. There is a magic that we have made by which you can find out how many brothers and sisters a person has. So all these magics are uploaded on this website, freevedicmath.com. You can go and you can just download the entire content, 16 such presentations, and they are in the public domain. I don't want any money, any royalty, any fees, nothing. Whatever is there, you can just share it with as many people as you can, and it's going to help me further my mission. This is the name of the website, freevedicmath.com, and I will show you the book that I have written. It is called Vedic Mathematics Made Easy. It is available on Amazon. It is on Play Store. Please understand, I am not here for any marketing or promotion, but since you are interested, you can download, and the content is available free. So there is no commercial motive. I want to spread, and you should know from where you will get the source of what I have described to you. So that's the name of the book. It's now available in 14 languages, but most of these are Indian languages. We are trying to translate it in foreign languages, and over a period of time, we should be able to do. I now leave the stage. We've been asked to do a 10-15 minute question answer session, so we'll take one by one. So, Mr. Ronald, I begin with you. Yes.
15 times 4.
Yeah, so that 4, you write as 04. You make that 1-digit number into a 2-digit number. 50 into 04, and then you do I, X, I. Try it. You'll get it. If not, I'll discuss with you after the lecture.
Do you carry the 2? What happens?
The number 4, you write as 04. 50 into 04.
Yes, 5 times 4 is 20.
Yeah, do it. Ronald, you'll get the
I've
answer.
done it. 5 times 4 is 20. I write the 0.
0, carry over 2.
Or carry the 2.
Okay, good. Yes. Yeah, so initially there was a lot of skepticism. People were not willing to apply a new method. Now in Mumbai, from where I have based, we are working with 300 schools. In the UAE, I have worked with 17 GEM schools. And I have taught in Kuwait, Mauritius, UK, USA, Singapore. So slowly we are trying to change the perception. Sometimes change is difficult to implement in the system because people have a lot of backlog. But I think slowly we are trying our best to do that. It's a very good question, by the way. Thank you.
I mean, one of the things with shortcuts to like the things that you taught us is that it makes things easier for kids. But then at the same time, a lot of the kids start doing things systematically, not knowing why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you miss why, for example, why, I mean, when you do it by steps, you do, okay, it's ones and then the tens place. So they miss that kind of idea, the theory behind it. So.
Yeah. That's a very good question. For those who did not listen, she said that kids have a certain pattern of doing it. Maybe this system will make them lose the pattern. It's a very good question. So what we do is, all our trainings are only offered to senior kids after they have crossed 12 years of age and their fundamentals are in place. We have never trained kids below 12 years because I don't want a second system to confuse them. So that's a very good question. So we only train students who have crossed grade 6. Thank you. Sir.
Is there some sort of a logic of, sorry, I'm just trying to think, like, you said you just ignore the last number and then just subtract 6. Is there a way of working it backwards and finding that sort of a...
Yeah, the logic is algebra. So when you take a number, it is x. When you add 5, it becomes x plus 5. When you multiply by 2, it becomes 2x plus 10. So if you work it in the reverse manner, you will get it. It's a very good question, by the way. Awesome.
For birth date, it was minus 250, where formula 100 and plus 250, right? That's why you were...
Exactly. Are you a math person? Yes. I guess so. Awesome. Great.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, sorry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask the same question, but she's asked it already. So I want to know that you said you want to teach only students who are greater than grade 6, right? But is there a particular pattern of teaching them also? And is that available on your website?
On the website for this GESF, what I have done is I put everything together. But in my book, it is stepwise, course-wise, and level-wise. So they have basic for the young
so
kids.
You suggest that it has to be followed that way?
Advanced, yeah. Because first we begin with math, then we go to algebra, then we go to geometry, then we go to trigonometry, and then we go to calculus. Just like the way it's taught in schools. But in the website, I put all together because I want all of you to get the content. So we just uploaded everything together. So you have the whole chunk with you to spread it to your schools. Thank you. Sir.
How do you put your method in the pedagogical way of doing lessons? Do you use the method on its own, or do you work with teachers who start from your method to involve students, to give magics, to light their willingness of learning, but afterwards they explain how it works and they go back to algebra? In fact, for the cases you show us, the question is: are you enlightening willingness of learning, or you are teaching another math?
Yeah, the second option. Second option, okay? The most structured approach where, see, the magic is only used to create excitement and to change the perception, because when students walk in a math class, most of the time they're like, oh, numbers and sphere. So the magic is used to just change the perception. Once they start, oh my God, like there's a magic in the presentation that we have made, wherein which you can get the answer without looking at the question. I can't show you today because it takes some time. Like Mr. Sanivarki said, education is the answer to any question. There's a magic by which you can get the answer without looking at the question. But then we back it with the logic and the algebra, so it's a more structured approach. Thank you. Fantastic question. Yes?
Are there any research studies done which show like these tricks improve students' learning or the attitude or anything?
Lot of research studies have been done. The average I knew in India was after 2 months of practicing, there was a 56% improvement in the math grades of 120 randomly selected kids. 56% improvement in the math scores in 2 months' time, I think, is phenomenal. 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 Because what I feel is each child is creative, each child is intelligent, but fear acts like a cloud, and hatred acts like a cloud which blocks his creativity and intelligence. As teachers, we are not teaching them. I feel we are just removing the clouds, clearing the cobwebs so the potential shines. Thank you. Yes.
I have one last question.
Yes.
You see, this is an excellent system. Thank you for explaining so well. But my question is that when a child does math in the traditional way, he's forced or she's forced to undergo a lot of complex thinking to get to the conclusions. And that leads to a lot of cognitive development in the child. But with this sort of oversimplification, isn't it possible that while the child will get the answer, but the cognitive development that traditional struggle with math would bring in might not happen?
Yeah, in many cases it may happen. I'm not totally ignoring it. Okay, let's have a round of applause. That's a very good point, by the way. He has to go by the grinding, right? But if you go to many of my advanced methods, there is grinding also involved. Because we can't make it oversimplified everything. The purpose is to develop the brain. Excellent question, by the way. I think that's the best question for the day. Yes?
I'm a high school math teacher, and you talk oftentimes about the cloud that comes into students by the time.
The fear.
The fear. How, as a senior math teacher, can I help my counterparts with this system? Because you said not to implement it until grade 6. But how can we get them to see the fun in mathematics so they can impart that fun to their students? Because I feel that's one of the stumbling blocks of where this cloud starts to come in, is it's before they get to grade 12. And sometimes it's too late to light the fire by then because they become so accustomed to it being their least favorite subject.
Yeah, so we have got a very, very few techniques for young students also. Not much. Like, for example, grade 9 table, that's how we teach. 9 times 1, you close the first finger, you have 9. 9 times 2 is 1 and 8, 18. 9 times 3 is 2 and 7, 27. 9 times 4, 36. So we have got some methods which we teach to small kids. They are there on the website. Please download them. You can share them. Good. We'll have, so we'll go to the conclusion remarks. Okay? Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. The book is yours. The website is yours. And all the content is yours. I am one of the top 50 finalists of the Global Teacher Prize this year for the Bathia Foundation. And thank you. And my commitment is that if you call me or anybody from my team, we will travel to your country at our own expense, and we will do training programs absolutely free. Okay? We have done in the past free programs. You only charge the sale of books and CDs, but training is free. So if you can help me in promoting this mission, I'll be more than happy. Thank you so much. Our last 2 minutes, we can have individual questions.